Supremacy.
Ja, das ist eine Jäger, ja. I need to learn German.
I didn't cast it in German for years. Besides
Really?
one event I did, I never touched it again. Like for 3 years at least.
Oh, we need you to get casting more in German, that's for sure. So, you see both baguettes in here. So, if you're here, raise your baguettes. It's both teams, both French teams. One of them's going to make it to land finally. It's been a long time since Youngtis took the win. Let's
But
see.
what could be better for the French community after they had to wait so long to see a French team going to LAN, to have a matchup where they know it doesn't matter who
It doesn't
wins.
matter who, we'll support
Yeah.
them anyways.
So
Yeah.
someone from France will go to Gamescom.
Yeah, that's for sure. So Falco's going to go on his favorite, the Sledge. It'll be interesting to see how he plays him out. But on the defense, they're going to be reinforcing the hatch here in the attic and even putting a battery on top with the mirror wall. So you see a bit of the side here on the right side has been opened up, so you can use that as a firing line. But in general, this is a very odd setup from the defenders. It's going to be interesting how Millenium try to crack through this, because they're going with a Twitch with an Ashe, a Blackbeard, and a Hibana, and that Twitch can definitely make Mira's day a very rainy one.
Yeah, Yogurt here pre-firing through the window. Poseidon heard that shot. Pretty sure there's the ADS by Jaeger. So need to get some grenades out to get rid of that one. Stiz it on Hibana
Oh
here.
no, they have the Jaeger behind them. Bibu's just checking out, but he's still on the top of the tower, and if he peeks up, he can pick up Livin immediately. Oh my god. Oh my lord, that's
Both
two
of them,
can
Stiz
go
and
down.
Linen, are there on the roof, with Bibo being just behind them, waiting, but he's
If
not
he only
peeking out.
knew.
Yeah, he's not peeking out. He's not even checking. There's someone on the left. There's Sparky. And we see Falco, the player we talked about so much about. He can be unpredictable, crazy, and in general just rush through a whole map, pick up some kills, and then tell the team, hey guys, now you can start playing. I set everything up, 3
Yeah,
kills.
it's all over. Just
Get playing.
plant it and let's go. Yogurt's just going to be spraying in through the main entrance window. Poseidon finally taking down the drone next to him. He does indeed hear Yogurt's right next to him. Spark, though, is going to get dropped on the floor, and Livin, in the meantime, on the Twitch, very low on HP. But the problem is, Bibu is not in a good spot to actually help them out with this. The Twitch is going to get taken out by her own teammate, so she can get rezzed back up to 50 HP. The Val is on the ground. Spark has not gotten revived just yet, and Rensher will be able to clean up Bibu. Nicely done. No more Jaeger for the round here.
It's taking off the fear of getting shot in the back there. It's taking away the Jaeger on side, and Zergot's following up with a kill on Poseidon, and another one, double kill for him in round 1 against Spark. Here, it seems like Supremacy might fall in round 1. It's only Bandit and the Smoke Fells also away to Yogurts, and Rensher gets Raphael cleaning up round 1. It was a clean sweep for them, more or less, besides that one being downed.
The Ashe plays tonight have been on point. We have Counter Raketti in game number 1, and now we get the beautiful plays done by Yogurt. So,
But we sacrificed more or less Blackbeard for that. Even on the previous matchup, we saw great Ashe plays, which we saw a lot of Jaeger ones, but Blackbeard wasn't really a deciding factor so far.
yeah. So far, so good. You're a Millennium. We're like, okay, we took down round number 1. Unfortunately, we saw tower being controlled by the Jaeger, but there was no information to play off of, even though he had a clean shot on 2 players up on the rooftop. His teammates were right below those 2 on the rooftop, and they have definitely heard them moving above. So I'm not too sure what was happening between them.
Could have been a complete different story with Bibu actually peeking. It would have been 2 easy kills early on, stopping the push from the roof, turning this around into a win for Supremacy, but it did not happen.
Hindsight is always 20/20. This is something Jason likes to say a lot, I know.
Ah, that's right.
There we go.
I was like, I heard that before. I'm not sure. So you're copying other casters?
Yes, yes, that's what happens. Now I'll have to Alt F4 after my Control C. So, Livin's gonna be banditing the main entryway here, the main reinforced wall right behind the stage itself. Renshiro might want to set up one of his mirror walls above. He has already set one up below. So this is a very standard setup. Very easily defendable by the smoke that's going to be sitting back there. So far, Boo opening up the top side dorms and just going to be walking in through the hall, just taking out the first camera. Livin is right behind, though. He's behind the wall and just going to stand in that attic, and he's going to hear Bibu moving around.
Especially now that he used that charge there.
He can't get out, though, unless he drops below. So taking control of the meeting hall is the most important part of this defense.
Another camera falls to Bibu. He's just running around, getting rid of cameras. But Renshiro, we saw him, huge impact in round 1. Bibu now on the run. The two of them just passed them back to his teammates. There was a chance for Livin and Renshiro to get the kill onto Bibu. Did not happen.
Oh, Livin.
There we go.
There we go.
Spark gets Livin. First kill for Supremacy here. Opening up round 2. Will Bibu finally joining them. Tries to get Renshiro, but Renshiro is the quick turnaround, killing Bibu. Spark trying to help him out. Gets Renshiro right after the trade. Making sure to turn this into a 3v4. But Yogurt's on Jaeger still waiting on top Sparky. Spark. I always want to say Sparky due to the Supremacy.
It's a cute
attack
name.
right after, yeah. I mean, it's a bit weird. But hey, happens. Doesn't matter. Rafael and Zephyr. Zephyr on Capito. Once again, want to zone out people, but not due to missing intel. Nothing happened on that so far.
Yeah, I mean, Falco and Scissor are going to be jumping down, but there's still Yogurts above. They're sure that they haven't cleaned up that final roamer just yet, which means that the roamer, at any time, can turn around and go for an aggressive peek from behind them. And that's not really something that you can base an entire strategy around if you're on the attack. But nonetheless, with no much time remaining, they're going to have to move through here as Spark checks out the bit of smoke that has already been followed in by Stizza. The use of the Capital Bolt is going to pull Stizza just a bit away here. Second gas nade is going to be used up. Poseidon will finally get the diffuser down, but Rafael gets one. Oh, unfortunately, Yogurt's on the Jaeger, unable to do much with that. And a quick shot from Rafael as he just looks through the open hatch. And Supremacy will clean this one up here and grab the second round.
That's it. Tied up once again, 1-1. I mean, Spark had a slow start, then Yogurts got lucky on that one shot because he was the one that should have died.
Yeah.
Right away. But turning around, making sure he gets the kill a bit faster on the trigger, might even hit slightly better the hitboxes instead of trying to get for the head. He just went, as long as I get some shots done, I'm good with it. Turned out to be very well for him and tying a series for Supremacy. But this was both teams on attack so far, winning the round. Is that some kind of shame we now see?
Supremacy now going for a mute pickup here. So we won't see a pulse. We saw Ensa in our previous matchup going for a pulse with Wilkie, sometimes with Shate as well, where they would just set him all the way in the back on that B site and use that spot to gain information on anybody trying to come through the meeting hall. So in this spot, they have Bibu with the mute, and he's going to be setting up in a way to deny as much info as possible from all the drones that are going to be running around the map and really trying to open things up for their opponents. I see already Stizza Livin on the opposing side. They might just go for a control of the tower and try to scale that up, then drop down and hold the back stairs leading to the laundry area.
So far, no show from Falco for Supremacy. Not even a single kill, if I'm not mistaken, in the first 2 rounds. Might want to pick up one in the third. Zephyr on Jaeger, roaming a bit for the defense side, gets it shot right to the body. Took away like 20 health from him. Livin checking. Next devices come down tower stairs here. But look at the Ivana being down on health already, carrying the diffuser. And took so much damage early in this round on the side of the defender. Besides the damage on Zephyr, there's nothing so far.
Yeah, Renshiro just speaking from the tower stairs here with the Blackbeard. Rafael, though, won't be picking against him. He knows there's no point in doing so. So Renshiro just goes back up. Hibana taking a bit too much damage here. Stiza, but he's going to get revived, put back up by Yogurts, his Ashe teammate. So let's see if Yogurt's actually able to run around and get something done this round. Renshiro gets kill number 1, taking down Bibu. No more mute, but it's not the worst loss if you're on the defense. He's already used up his utility, so you don't have to worry about it too much.
They still have smoke left. Oh, they got mirror, so nothing to worry about. Even if it's a 5v4, of course it would be better to still have full strength lineup. Spark looking for an opportunity for another kill. Get his team back to a 4v4. Stiza on Hibana, we saw that already. He got revived back to 50% for losing most of his health early on. There's the next one. Renshiro picking up a second kill in this round against Rafael. Good headshot here. Renshiro now facing Zephyr. Poseidon in there as well.
Have to make sure you don't both peek at the same time, but they have to basically face Renshiro right now before he gets too many reinforcements because of how low he is and losing as well that face shield. But that gives Yogurts enough time to move in. The flashbang that he throws in gives a lot of info. The smoke is going to get used, but Zephyr will be able to get the kill on Astiza and drop the diffuser. Livin peeks again though, gets kill number 1. The 5-5-2 doing work, but Renshiro will save it with low HP on the Blackbeard. And it's Millenium that grab out the round here. It was very smart for the Blackbeard to pull back before he got shot out. Already, his face shield was low on HP. He could have pulled back before, but being able to do so and then changing up his shield and then going back into the fight when they realize, okay, there's one more and we have him cornered, was basically what they needed, because there were so many angles that you have to watch there if you're the last man alive, or even the last two, that funneling opponents in might just not work for you.
It was just once again Renshiro being the deciding factor on their side. He did that in round 1, he did that in round 3. Really off to a good start here on Oregon. And we see Renshiro 6-1, only 3-2 on Spark. Top fragger with Rafael on the side of Supremacy. I mean, they're sharing the kills, like we just said. No real star player, at least that's the opinion of Millenium. On Millenium's side, of course, they're relying heavily on Renshiro here in the first rounds. Once again, no impact at all by Falco. No kill, no big highlight play, nothing happened. But the craziness might just step in if it's necessary. It's 2-1. Looks pretty good for Millenium for the start. Might not be needed. Just sticking to the game plan, making sure they get the job done. Getting all the stuff from the checklist. Renshiro on Val, just reading the cameras here, tries to spot the enemy operators. Of course, we can see them already. It's Hibana, Blackbeard, Thermite, Capitao, and Sledge. The hammer coming in. Maybe opening 1 or 2 new doors in this building for a new approach onto the objective.
We'll see again, this is a defense in the bedroom, so having the Sledge allows you to just nullify all of those windows. No castle this time around, but even then, it would have been pretty easy to chew through with that hammer. But Falco on the pulse, it would be interesting to see where they have Falco set up. So far, we can't really see our nice French. There we go. Okay, so he's going to be hauled up in the garage and just making sure that at least part of the map, this entire part, is cleaned up. So nobody coming in from the northern side. And this way, he can relay all the info, because if you know where your opponents are not, you know where they are.
I mean, the map is not that big. If you can,
exactly.
if you can erase a full part of it due to a nice pulse placement, and there's enough information left for the rest of the team to get something going. Blackbeard looking into the dorms room now. That Spark tries to peek on Livin. Livin down to 50% health already. Not a good start for Millenium here. Grenade, no ADS of course. On there. Got rid of that already.
Now Flash is being thrown in. Still see a Renshiro on the Val below. He does have a Nitro Cell to play around with, and this is why you have Falco as well with him. Because this way, you'll have a couple of C4s to play around with, and you have the info to do it with. But Sparks is going to get taken down with Yogurts being low on HP. You lose out the Blackbeard, and the Jaeger is still alive. So you can use him either as bait, you can use him, and here we go. Runs right in front of Zephyr. What is this? Stizza just doesn't care at all. Runs right in front of him.
Oh, there's the clean look at Bebo. The shotgun is getting rid of the ceiling. Raphael finds Yogurt, who had the second kill, the first kill on this round. Now it's a 4v4. Millenium still trying to hold defensive, losing Stizza here to Raphael's Claymore.
Yeah. Here we go, two in a row. Zephyr traded off. Renshiro, they traded 1-to-1. Falco peeks in, but Raphael unfortunately gets the kill on a Bibu. The Diffuser is going to get picked up, and he's the last one alive here. Livin, half HP on the Bandit, goes in, gets the kill. He's one shot away from death. Oh my god, the Planter is going to go down. He's running from it of him, and Livin will save the round with a couple of headshots, taking down Raphael, denying the bomb plant, and no more time left on the clock.
Right moment for Livin to step up pace, making sure, okay...
It was almost a second too late there.
It was just perfect timing because they did not had any other chance. They couldn't just wait for him to rush in, but he also couldn't wait for the diffuser to be planted, because if they can back off and he needs to retake the room, get closer, wouldn't really be a good idea.
Well, now 3-1 lead for Millenium. The experienced team with the star players is in the lead, but Supremacy have not given up just yet. That is for sure. That's why they've so far played 104 rounds currently within this Pro League season. 7-2 for Renshiro. Yogurts, we saw him really showing off his plays early on with a 4-2, playing on the Ash. Not so far after that, though, but still pretty good team play. Solid all around.
I love Raphael's plays on round 4. That was really strong, played out. Even if they lost the lost round due to Livin getting in the last kills, speeding up all that plays. But what Raphael doing a good job and just making sure that they expected him from every angle. He was rotating, running around, making sure, hey, you might spot me in one place, but I can easily get another kill from another one.
And you saw Livin turning around there. He's like, okay, this guy's going to be ready for me. He's going to try to shoot me. And then he got the information that, no, he's going to go for the plant because there's not enough time. He can't just go for the 1v1. He can, but you can just play for time. And that's not really an easy spot to be in if you're the last man alive on the attack. So kind of forced into the quick run by with a Bandit, cleaned it up. But here, Bibu going for the Jaeger. We're going to have Zep on Smoke, then Raphael on the Bandit, on the Val and the Mira. But it's interesting that Bibu goes back again into the tower.
It's going to be facing Stizza, I'm not sure.
How did they flush him out of this?
Yeah. If that really was a good idea, they got Livin on top of it. Stizza as well. They know that Bibu is just waiting down there in the tower for them. At least they should know that. Pretty risky once again.
He landed on the side instead of the middle, and that's how you almost get yourself killed. But will Bibu actually use this to his advantage? Now, there we go. He gets one kill, and he cleans up the sledge from here. That was right along the outside. Now, he does reveal his position, but he can definitely try to peek from the opposing end and try to clean up the Blackbeard and that Hibana is on 50% HP. He got picked up by the Blackbeard, so shattering on impact here.
Yeah, Renshiro coming from the bus yacht, trying to get some shots done through the window. Stizza trying to get more intel in. Defensive down on 50 for Bibu, but on the other side, attackers down to 4 players, which is even worse for them. Losing the sledge, still having Hibana and Ash, that should be enough, especially with the support by Renshiro on Blackbeard. Something can really shine to what we saw on the last round from him. Stizza coming around now. There's Rafael just waiting for him. That's Bandit on the right side. Avoiding him, but might have him on the back now.
Oh.
There's Bibu onto Stizza, but Stizza got Rafael a bit earlier. That was just a tad too late. Well,
But it
half
doesn't.
a second.
But it's
Even
not the
less.
worst of spots to be in. Yeah, Bibu was on 50% HP, and yeah, we lost Rafael, but we took down a Sledge, and we took down a Habana. Now the thing is, Spark going down, and then Renshiro being able to get the kill on a Bibu. This is going to make things a lot more difficult. You saw Poseidon and Zephyr, each one of them on the Mira and the smoke. C4 is going to miss here, and the smoke is going to get used up. Where will Yogurts go through this? He needs to run through, but the Blackbeard comes in, and Poseidon will be brought back to the sea as Yogurts runs into Zephyr, takes him out, and Millenium pick up the round yet once more.
Yogurts and Renshiro really working good together. It was a good timing, spread the information, knew where was the last guy, need to get him, and they did, especially with the aim Renshiro is showing so far.
Yeah, but we're on 4-1, and yeah, there's been a couple of rounds that were super close between both teams, but in general, it does look like Millenium are the team that are completely ready for this. You know, storylines and everything, that's fine and all, but when Millenium are able to exploit their star plays, or their star players in general, put them in very advantageous positions, like we see with the Blackbeard, or facilitating the Ash Yogurts to run around, that's where it really gets difficult to shut them down. And now they're on map point. 9-2 for Renshiro. That is absolutely insane.
It's just clicking for them. Communication is on point, timing is on point, and aim, at least for Renshiro, is on point. And that's something, that's how you win maps. Making sure that everything that could be done a bit better than the opponent is done better. Supremacy in the 1v1s, they're not bad at all. But when it comes to distributing information, making sure that the team is reacting to it, adapting to what's happening on the map, adapting to whoever falls and gets killed, it's not really happening so far.
Well, this is the odd one. This is basically throwing the wrench in the works, where Supremacy are looking to win this, but it's going to be a tower defense. So Millenium, what they do is, instead of giving Supremacy the, what do you say, like the advantage where it's like, oh, it's going to be bedroom or it's going to be a defense down below, we're like, no, we're going to reinforce everything and we're going to sit in the tower and good luck breaking Millenium, because Supremacy are going to need as many of these operators that can destroy reinforced walls as possible. So if you lose Habana and everything is this reinforced on the tower, it is basically over.
Yeah, even Thermite can't help, and they need this round. It's 4-1. Another round in favor of Millenium, and map 1 is in the books with a map win for Millenium, which would put them down by 1 already. That's something Supremacy does not want, and that's not how you want to start. You don't want to start with a 5-1 going for the second map, because that's a huge disadvantage to overcome. It puts pressure on your players, puts pressure on everything happening on map 2. You need to rely even more on players to carry the team, because some of them will not break under pressure, but will drop off their performance a bit at least and stop, because no one can say he's that ice cold that he does not care about a 5-1.
So Drone's gonna move right in here. Renshiro will take it out, and he spots right up top. Gets the
People under
downer.
pressure and going down to Renshiro. Renshiro just on fire right now. He spots him with the black eye there. They try to get him through the ceiling, but not yet. People still
bleeding out on the floor or on the rooftop in this situation.
This is not the right moment for a sunbath. People just get away there. It's not. If I can go there,
Sledge is a British operator, so Brits and sun don't really mix, as far as I know.
But he's marked red already, and that's normally what Brits get in the sun, right?
Exactly. There you go.
There you go.
Very good in lava.
Easy as it is, but there's another chance for Yogurts. Get second guy. We still see Bibo sitting on the roof, and Rafael tries to help him.
They want to use him as
Calls
bait
the
here.
cavalry, but there's the chance when Shiro gets the kill onto Rafael, and still Bibo sitting on top of the roof. There's nothing they can do, and Shiro with another kill now finally gets rid of Bibo. This guy is currently carrying Millenium
Oh,
all on
that was
his own.
some team damage done to the Blackbeard, unfortunately. Zephyr spraying a couple extra bullets into the back of his teammate here, Spark, and now Renshiro's going to jump down. Are you kidding me?
Double kill!
Renshiro coming in, gets two. And now Supremacy have no time remaining. And even the spray down at the end to add salt and rub it into that wound. Livin will clean this up. Oh my god. Oh mon dieu. Livin. Millenium here are just... Oh god. Renshiro, can I... If we go to LAN and I see Renshiro there...
Don't let him jump out of any window.
I hope they have reinforced windows at Gamescom. I haven't been there in a couple of years. They go 13-2. Oh my god. That is just absolute destruction.
I mean, first of all, getting Bebo, then playing that out that smart and ice cold to wait for the support, then killing him, then killing Bebo, and then saying, guys, you know what? I'm feeling it right now.
Let's go.
Jumping out of the window.
Yeah.
Get another one.
Let's see that. Let's see those highlights. I can't wait to see this again. So Yogurt's here that was basically just moving around, cleaning things up with the Ash, the quick double, and maybe even the 3K that was done at the end with Livin. Quick frag from Rafal after getting his own teammate, but we saw here basically the clutch from Livin on 5% HP goes in for the final kill on Livin.
Was it a 4K?
It was at least a 3K before.
Well, there's Renshiro. There we see the man off the
Oh
first
my
map.
God.
That drop.
Oh
Beautiful.
my
Executed.
Just take me out of the oven. I am so done. That is absolutely insane.
That's why they call that Pro League.
I can't wait to see map 2. If this is what Millenium have in store, I can't wait to see what the second map has ready for us, because Supremacy, I mean, you lose 5-1. It's on Oregon, which is like the pug map. Everybody plays on it. It is still the pick of Millenium, but you lose 5-1, and last round you get absolutely humiliated. Just throwing a tower defense. Nobody expects this. And Millenium play off of it, and they win, and now they take it to map 2.
Renshiro was playing with Supremacy, more or less. It was like cat and mouse, you know that. Just having fun with him. But does that change anything on the approach of Supremacy for map 2? Because map 2 we see it's Kafe. We're starting already. Blackbeard, Capital,
right,
Glass, and Ash.
Yeah,
Thermite.
the Glass is going to be the change-up that we're going to see. I'm a bit surprised. This is a bar cocktail defense, obviously the first one. So I'm surprised why we don't have a sledge being picked up by Supremacy to go all the way up top. Does this mean that... Oh god, Supremacy... Millenium... Okay, look at what Millenium want to bring. They want to bring a Duck and a Caveira. A Caveira on Falco.
I mean, we didn't saw
What?
Doc yesterday, none today, no Caveira. Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if Caveira has been played this season, maybe played once this entire EU season, but we talked about Falco being the star player that will literally just play whatever he wants, and he will do well with it. Here, he picks up the Caveira with the SPOS 15, not even the SMG, and he's going to get himself in a lot of trouble when he gets close to the staircase.
He didn't have any kills, like any big moments on the previous map. That might just be him trying to find something that he enjoys right now. They had Renshiro.
I mean, Renshiro
was carrying it, so he's just like, okay, we'll pick something that might bring me back into this game, even if it's a bit out of the normal matter.
Yeah.
Because it definitely is. That setup with Caveira and Dog is not what they usually play. But hey, it's Falco. That guy should be unpredictable and crazy, right? And that pig is crazy. It just sounds like him.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting where they set him up.
Renshiro on Mira. Okay, I actually thought he would be going for something more aggressive.
So here the Glass takes control of the rooftop, so Skylight is completely his. Anybody that tries to peek is dead. But there's nobody on the other side by the windows really forcing players to run into that bar area.
Oh, Bibu gets Falco! Falco was just running in the total wrong direction, missing that Bibu was standing around the corner, finishing up with a quick kill, so Caveira won't really have an impact on round 1 for sure.
They see that they got the Caveira and they're like, ooh.
Not even
What?
Doc can help there anymore.
Yeah, not even Doc. He can't really bring you back from the dead. So now all the players from Millenium are going to be stacked on the sites, but they know that they can't really deal with the glass that's in Skylight. So here they want to clean up Bibu that might just try to get a bit too aggressive. Spark on the outside, so Spark is going to make it so the defenders can't try to peek his teammate, the Ash, that's trying to run up on the top of the stairs, playing as that backdoor defense. And I love this kind of push because I try to do this as much as possible when I'm playing. Use that side window to my advantage.
I loved how you went from I do to I try to do this.
Oh, I tried to do. Yeah, I am no pro. That is for sure.
There we go, Bibu. The look there. Renshiro on top with the mirror. Mike moving around. That should give him a look. Yeah, there it is.
Oh,
Missing the
no.
shots a bit too late. Timing off. Flashbang falling down. We saw some miss throws today already. And we're just carrying on with Bibu and his flashbang. Still a 5v4 in favor of Supremacy.
Not much time
30
remaining.
seconds, that's it.
Livin has been down. Not sure he's able to res himself up right now. Probably somebody should try to help him out here because he's down on the floor. They're going to try to move in, but that'll put them in the crosshairs of the glass. Unfortunately, that Valkyrie taking too much damage, and Renshiro will get one, but Bibu Rafal, oh my god, Supremacy just spray every single headshot, and Renshiro now at the end being pushed into Glass's sight. Just gets taken out. Oh, dude, this is perfect use of the hatch from below in the museum area.
Once again, that vertical play bringing in the round win here for Supremacy, leading with 1-0. Time for round 2. Echo now being picked by Supremacy. Bandit, Val, Jaeger, and Bibu's not sure yet. Hibana, Blackbird, Ash, Twitch. Love that Twitch skin again. I know that's your favorite. Mira being picked for Bibu, and Slatch on Falco. Renshiro once again on Blackbeard.
Yeah, and
oh dear.
Yeah. I mean, you can put Renshiro on Blackbeard or on Val, and he's like, yeah, whatever. Just let me roam around, and I'll get the kills that you want. I'm not surprised. Obviously, Falco going for the sledge. It is his most picked operator in the Pro League. But this basically means that Millenium, going for the sledge, are going to go for control of the rooftop, open up the top hatch, and through that, try to jump down from there. Because, yes, this is defense of the museum, but taking control of the top floor is super important because you never know. Maybe there is a roamer that is still stacked up above, and, you know, that ain't easy to predict. And here we go. To make things even worse, they're actually going to set 2 or 3 players all the way up top. So this is something that Supremacy are really banking on, where we want to delay them as much as possible because attacking through here is already a big funnel to get to the museum area. That, hey, we can just use it yet again for our advantage. Why not delay them even more?
Living now, moving up. Oh, I actually thought he had a look, but nope. Not really, Yogurts. Is there a bit of damage on yours already? No, there isn't. I was not sure where he should have taken that one. I was like, wait, damage that early can't really happen. But Falco so far really falling off at the performance of his team. Even if they got Renshiro, sometimes they need the rest of the team. It's not just him.
Yeah, fortunately that Caveira pick, as you saw on the defense, didn't really work out for him, but you see Millenium taking control of this western side wall.
How important is that Poseidon pick with Echo? Like the Echo pick on Poseidon?
If there's a spot on here if there's a map to really pick it, it's either Bank or Cafe, because you can have the Echo behind very easily defendable areas, just like they're in the museum area, sitting near the train car.
Yep.
So he sits near the train car, or if they're defending on here and on this floor, then you can have him in the freezer area. So C4 there, unfortunately, is being thrown right next to Falco, so the Fal won't be able to get much out of it. And remember, we saw previously that these opened up holes in the floorboard might be used against you even by the defenders on the retake. So
yeah, Buck sometimes playing for both sides while Livin using his Twitch drone to the fullest. Trying to get some shots on the Vel here. Falco still running on top. Cigar Lunch getting rid of the lunch more or less. But not much movement so far.
Falco using that breaching hammer. This is like Mjolnir. He's just going ham.
He wants to make sure that it's worth carrying that thing.
Yeah. Just use it. You have 25 charges, right? That's actually, it's a pretty terrible sledgehammer if it breaks after 25 uses, but you know.
Yeah, your shop might send an email to complain about build quality.
So here we go, grenade coming in from Falco, but Bibble and Rafal will get a kill each. Mira's gonna get dropped in the back, leaving with one. Falco will clean up Zephyr, and now gets everything on the Bandit and that Echo of Poseidon. The entire Crutch is keeping that Echo alive, but 3 seconds remaining. They have to pick it up and go in. Poseidon breaking through and almost taking down Renshiro. Gonna go for the plant.
So low on
man.
health. Livin finishing up Spark. Poseidon is under pressure by Renshiro. And Renshiro finishing round 2 in favor of Millenium. That push was a bit too much for Poseidon. Poseidon had the chance there. He got rid of the shield. 1 bullet more, and this will be another ending.
Yeah. But that's the power of Blackbeard. That's why you want to send them there. It's like, yeah, sure, you're the Echo, but you are using a Supernova. You're set on the Bearing 9. At these ranges, I mean, sure, it's not too far away, but you have to also deal with the Blackbeard shield. It's not easy at all to go through if you're on the Echo, which is something. I believe I had this conversation with Meepy from playing Dux and Zoronic, also from the same team, and they explained to me that Echo, of course, very logically, that Echo is this operator that relies on his teammates being alive and supporting him. Without teammate support, the Echo is basically too reliant on his utility, on his ability to actually be effective in combat, which makes him a very linear, or basically a one-trick pony, if you will. So it's not something you can really rely on for a defense if there isn't anybody else to help him out.
Biggest difference so far between map 1 and map 2 is that there was no really highlight player in the different rounds. We see kills being spread all over the team. No one carried any team so far, one-on-one, so both teams still being able to pick up the win here on map 2. Of course, that's very, very important for Supremacy if they want to keep their dream alive of going from Xbox Pro League to Challenger to Pro League on PC to the Gamescom final. Another step on that long story. It might get too long. If Millenium stops them here, then we don't need to worry about adding some pages to a book to write that down. Then it will be Millenium showing the French pride at Gamescom in Cologne. At the LAN final, Zephyr once again with the glass pick.
And I'm not sure how he wants to play this. Does he want to take control of Skylight, or will he be set up by Piano? Either way, he can get rushed, and he knows there's somebody behind this wall. He has heard Livin making a bit too much noise behind the right next to the train car. Opening up the side wall here, just using up everything. Is usually this wall is reinforced. It is not in this case, and so it's going to be a pretty clear and clean opening as the sludge went up. Open up the top hatch, moved in, noticed, oh, they didn't reinforce the wall, so let's open it up. But this raises the question, where is that reinforcement really being set in? Because I believe they just used a couple of those reinforced walls to help them in the museum area by the train car.
I mean, we saw Stizza reinforcing the washrooms. That's the last thing I saw from the setup. In Living with Castle, the Castle pick for the first time now in this matchup. Bring the reinforced walls and doors and everything else. While we see Renshiro on Amira once again on the defending side. Supremacy versus Millenium. Last spot for Gamescom, and Yogurt's opening up with the hat shot against Bibo. Giving a slight advantage to Millenium 4v5. There's even more. There's Poseidon, there's Spark. Yogurts could pick up a second kill. If Poseidon would actually move at all, but he isn't because he's droning.
There we go. Drone's going to get shut down.
But he spotted him. Poseidon might peek around.
I'm not sure about this peek. This is the problem, though, when you don't have a Blackbeard and your glass doesn't have control of Skylight. Now that 35 seconds remaining, and you still haven't even gotten in.
Might end up with a rush because they're running out of time. Poseidon now on the move with Hibana. They need to find a way in there. Currently, there isn't any, and they don't know all of the position. While Livin takes down Raphael, go for a Millennium Spark, gets Falco in return.
Oh, this spot from Livin is so good. This is where they basically set everything they have. The diffuser's been dropped. They leave Spark alive on the Thatcher, and Yogurts will clean him up. The Ash, Jaeger, main Yogurts gets 3 in this round here, but Livin, he got 2 extremely important frags. This is where the reinforced walls that are usually in Piano have been used. They set it below in the museum area because they kind of realized that if we lose that lower side, then basically the attackers have control over pretty much everything except for the main bar area, which puts us in a very terrible spot. If the glass goes up top, then they're going to be focusing a lot on pushing the bar, which means that either way the castle's going to be safe, and you'll see Livin rotating up. Here we go. Monty's going to get picked up. Let's see this. This is going to go for Monty. And this
Bar cocktail again. Will they adapt the
now,
place that they just saw?
Do they have a Blackbeard? Yes. Okay. So
that's a Monty, a Blackbird, 2 shields already. Capitao for the zoning, Buck to open up some holes.
This is so normal because they're all gonna go up top. The Buck's gonna open up the hatch. Ash is gonna drop in, try to play around the stairs on the lower side. But the Monty and the Blackbeard are gonna try to take control of the cigar shop right here. Spark is gonna open up all the lower floorboard, which is actually devastating for a Monty if he tries to move in, because Spark is gonna go below and try to watch through there. It's gonna be very difficult. He's gonna use those black eyes to try and spot out Yogurts running around on the Ash, and if he's able to take him down, Millennium are forced to go through the one door leading through a cigar shop, and at that point, you kind of put yourself on the backhand. You're funneled into one position.
Well, we see if that is how it turns out. Falco and Buck now way better, at least in my eyes, than the Caveira pick. And they got Capitao for the zoning, which is something I really, really like, because even if he's in a very bad spot, he can turn it around as he's more or less distributing routes for the opponent for the rest of his team. Because they can force him into a specific direction or force them off an objective, stuff like that. Renshiro's still waiting to have the same impact on map 2 like he had on map 1 with that great ending we saw on the highlight plays. More or less worth 5 golden stars in my eyes. Here on Blackbird ADS, that room of course, applied by Sapphire. Yogurt's on top looking down, same for Monty. Stizza here on Monty. Does he drop down out there? Capitao gets one of his arrows in, another one. With
it opened.
He hit that small row there and was setting himself on fire. I mean, yes, sometimes you want to be on fire in gameplay, but it's not the same as taking damage.
Indeed, Levin here basically down to 50% HP, but the diffuser is set, and look at this spot. You have perfect control of the Skylight, and Levin and Yogurts just need to look at that spot from Levin. Yogurts just runs into the Ash, getting as many as he wants, and Yogurts with one more. Here's 3 kills. And can he get, well, the last one? Renshiro already getting 1, and Spark is going to try to 1v1 the Monty. This is not a good spot to be in at all. Monty is so difficult to deal with, but Renshiro is going to get shot down. There's no time. He wants to just get the revenge, but they still have Yogurts and Livin right above. Livin jumps out, and Spark collecting frags, but there is nowhere near enough what you need here. Yogurts just watching over.
I mean, that setup was nicely executed.
They rushed in for a diffuser plant.
Yeah, but I was so proud of Spark. I mean, fighting Monty and then saying, oh, I will just push you out a bit because I want to turn right, get another kill, and then I go back and in the end, when I got the time, I finish you up. That's confidence.
Yeah. But
not really going full panic mode. I need to get rid of that Monty. No, there's so many players left for me. I don't need that kill right away.
Let's just put as many kills as possible on the board for me. That way, you know, we'll have some really nice stats to show.
Well, we see Bar Cocktail being picked for at least the 4th time. this map.
Yeah.
They
There's
don't want
no
to test
reason.
anything else.
There's no reason to go for anything else. The piano site that we used to see along the lines of the Invitational, so wow, dude, I can't even believe this, but it's been so long now. I want to say since like November of last year, or leading up to that after the Pro League Finals of Season 3 or 1. We would have seen at least one different bomb site being used. Not going to be the case here because of that Mira change. Why should you put it in that open spot when Mira exists? You can just sit behind the reinforced walls and gain information. You don't have to put yourself in a blind spot.
That's true. It's 3-2-1 in favor of Millenium here on map 2. They took map 1 already, which was Origin. We would go to Chalet if this turns into a 1-1. But currently, it seems unlikely that Supremacy can tie that series here on map 2. They had some good moments, had some great gameplays and setups, but Millenium overall, just the more relaxed team. They're executing no matter what happens, even if it gets chaotic at one moment. They just make sure that the job is getting done.
Well, Zephyr has already taken control of the rooftop here. Not going to find anybody behind these small tables, and well, so far pretty calm. All the players now from Supremacy have taken control of the top side. But the EMP is going to get thrown in, so Hibana is going to open up the side wall here.
Well, Livin backed off of Cigar Shop. No chance for him after that grenade. Bibu waiting on the outside for Supremacy. There's nothing to peek on. It was Livin moving in a bit after he got rid of the gas. Now they drop down. Now Supremacy is on the move. Still, we talked about Glass if he would really pick Glass that often, and he does. But currently it does not really pay off. Yeah, having control on top there is important, but his team would need some support down there. At least currently.
Yeah, they need to actually come down on this site to be able to use the glass to their advantage. And with how Renshiro is using this tiny open hole on the side of the reinforced wall, it's practically impossible to peek through without pre-firing, and even then, there is nothing that is sure. Bibu, as the Ash player here, is has a very itchy trigger finger, wants to go in, wants to open fire on the Mira in the back. Not going to find much. Train room. C4 is going to get thrown in right from Stizza, right onto Rafal. He will get taken out. No sledge here.
What a curveball to get the C4 in there and then get the kill. Opening kill here on round 5. Favor of Millenium. The beautiful throw off the C4. Finally a good throw.
And a castle with a 10-14. It's usually the UMP, but hey, this is all memories back from our first season. He's got one impact nade to open up the floorboard, and then just open fire with a 10-14. Poseidon is gonna try to go for the diffuser plant. He's waiting for Bibu to come in.
Zephyr gets Yogurts with a quick headshot. There was the chance for Bibu, but Renshiro has taken him out of the equation. Stizza following up with a kill on Poseidon. Falco getting Zephyr. This looks very good for Millenium. They take around 5 and turn this into a 1-4, if I'm not mistaken.
Exactly, 1-4. This might be a 10-2 victory for Millenium. This is
Actually, I didn't expect that, to be honest.
No.
If they take it 2-0, no. I thought
and it's not
this
just
will go
2-0, and it's not the fact that the rounds were too close. It's just most of the rounds were clearly in the hand of Millenium. So
finally go to Fireplace and Mining Room. Echo being picked on the defensive side. Bandit, Val, Jaeger, and Pulse. Bringing Pulse back in might be a bit late. Even, like, sometimes they need to get used to the playstyle of calling the opponents before moving around. And currently Supremacy is not the best team when it comes to communication in this matchup. So relying now on a Pulse to once again not be part of the team to help them, but sitting around trying to tell them where the opponents are might not be enough.
yeah, and even then, they're going to have to put them in very protected positions, because I think for me, the most important part of this defense for Supremacy is taking control of the top floor. this entire cigar shop and cigar lounge area has to be controlled by the defense. If not, you risk Falco on the buck, opening up everything, and then raining fire from above. And there, you will not be a happy camper, because you have Livin as well that can help out. He's going to be setting some breaching charges on the floor. He's got 3 of them. You have the buck as well with that skeleton key, can open up pretty much an entire room. So I want to believe in the Pulse, but unless C4s, the C4 gods are happy today, I don't think this is going to work out too well.
That's true, but we will see this could be the last round, round 6 here on map 2 in case Millenium gets the win. If Supremacy takes it, then there's a long, long way ahead of them to retake map 2 to go on to Chalet as third map and be able actually to get a win.
Yeah.
But that it just looks unlikely that it will be a great story because that's a long, long way to come back.
All right. Poseidon's going to use... he's going to try to use his yokai, put in a bit of an awkward position to shoot at, but because of the height difference between that window and where the ash was, Yogurts, he was able to just take out that drone, and now Poseidon with that echo has gone completely out of favor, really.
We see Livin down to only like 5 health points. Renshiro still on Blackbird, could help him out. But Yogurts is watching from the outside here. On Rafael on the other side. Falco gets safe here. A quick headshot.
Oh, Yogurts with one more onto Rafael. Spark has control of the cocktail lounge. And you even have Falco that's ready with a skeleton key to get a quick frag if anybody wants to rush through him. The flash, unfortunately,
there's the
will flash Renshiro.
Oh, gets Renshiro. He had the chance with earlier,
oh,
but
no more ammo!
Up with getting Poseidon.
They're both on the floor.
2v3. Wait, what's this?
They're both on the floor, but
wow.
Livin from above, and then Stizza